Welcome back to FFP Amigos, and today we're going to do a preview of the Conference League match between Chelsea and Astana. Astana, you gonna tan that ass? No, we might tan that ass, but we're gonna play tomorrow, today, depending on when you're watching this video, for this Conference League, which is a must-win for Chelsea, as we mentioned. Now, let's go over a couple of things. I made some notes here. One of the main thing I think we need to worry about is the weather, amigos. Although we should tan that ass, absolutely, we need to take into account that it's going to be potentially minus 14 Celsius. And that is frozen ground territory. And our guys are playing in cold weather, but this is a different level of cold. And I think some players may have never even experienced those temperatures in a ground that's solid or frozen solid, which can happen and can lead to injury. So only those who have probably played in Russia, or I don't know. I don't know how long it's been since they played in. You see frozen pitches, but so let's hope that our guys are very careful and we don't suffer any injuries. The other thing that I wanted to note is sort of like who's Astana. And, well, they are, let's have a look-see here. I got a little something for you. And here we go. So Astana is second with 46 points, 1 point behind the leader in the Kazakhstan Premier League. Now, amigos, are they in a title run? Are they in a title race? They're second. But they're way ahead more in the tournament. They're at the 40s points, as you saw, and more than so. They are in a title race, which is a good thing for us. Another interesting thing to think about is their normal stadium that they normally play in is under repairs, and they're like 1,200 kilometers from that stadium. Their normal stadium has 30,000 people. This one apparently has 25, but I don't know how many they're going to get in that weather and that temperature in the city that they're in that far away. And it brings complications also for Chelsea, which have to alter travel a little bit to make this new stadium to this new city. So when those things happen, even though you're a big team, you never know, man. Morale could get hurt, the cold, this and that, and we may suffer. But having said that, here's the Conference League table. So we are first. I was shocked today to see we're not the only unbeaten team. And we're tied for points with Legia, I don't know how to pronounce that, Warzawa. And there's a couple of teams doing decently. Surprised to see Fiorentina in sixth. And our friends Heidenheim, which we now are starting to learn about a couple of teams. And we've heard of Shamrock Rovers before. It's a what we heard of kind of thing when we're playing in this competition. So we are on a roll. There's no sort of fear of anything happening, even if we lose a match. I think it would just be a high concern for morale purposes. It can cause issues. It can start some drama with that cup, and we need to avoid that. This doesn't seem like the team to beat us. They're on the bottom half of the table in the Conference League, so that shouldn't be a problem. What else can I tell you about Astana? Is that when I was looking them up, so yes, I did all this homework for you guys. I did all this research. That's how committed I am to this channel and to you. Please like and subscribe, guys. I'm starting out, as you can see. I only have 30-something subscribers as of this video, but I'm excited to make more friends and more subscribers and keep working for you. So you don't have to research this crap, man. You can just watch the match. But if you see something weird, you know that they're freezing their tails off because it might be minus 14, or that the ground may be frozen, or that all the stuff that I've been telling you about this team. And it'll just save you the hassle. You just watch this video and then watch the game and you'll be fine. As I was looking them up, and this is just a silly side note, but they reminded me, their logo has like a soccer ball on it. And, it's not like they reminded me because I was around. I wasn't born at that time. I was about to be born, so I am kind of old for you younger bucks out there. It reminded me of the logo of the Cosmos, the New York Cosmos. Here, Astana, I put it up there for you. I put their prior logo and the current logo that has a soccer ball on it. It's a series comparison. There's the Cosmos, which is a team called the New York Cosmos, which many years ago, before MLS, and they were trying to make soccer a thing in the U.S., they bought the greatest player ever. That sound familiar? Is anything that's happened recently? At the time, which is Pele, arguably still the best, depends on who you ask and such. And they brought him to New York to this team to try to make football happen, and the U.S. was going to be the next best thing, and it's going to be bigger than all sports in the U.S. All that didn't pan out, and we see similar efforts now being done with Messi and Cristiano in the Middle East. So just a silly little side note. I might actually make a video about that one day because it's a pretty interesting story. It's fun, and it's kind of cute, kind of funny. Then I think we got to go back to the timing of the game. Some of you in England certainly are going to find a very early kickoff. I think it's 3:30 your time. So some of you may have to run home from school for that one, or cut out of work early, or just start watching online. Or like most of you are probably going to ignore the goddamn game altogether, and that's what you got me for. I'll tell you kind of what happened with our cup team. Not going to call it a B team member again, hopefully. Our cup team, and sort of what happened there. So you don't have to watch it either, brothers, sisters. I'll take care of you. I'll let you know what the hell happened, and if there's any news that could affect the weekend, which is kind of what we really care about, right? I care. I think I'm going to bring this up every time we talk about the Conference League. I really care about this cup. I'm one of those, man. You're in it to win it. I want the full collection. I want to be the only team that's won all the UEFA leagues, all the UEFA tournaments. I want to have that little logo somewhere in all the cabinets full. So I really want to win it. I think we're very lucky as part of the growth of our team that we're in the lowest possible level of European Championship, because it keeps our players active and engaged. Those that can't find the time to play currently in the Premier League matches. So I mean, it's a huge blessing, and we ought to win it. And not only do we have to win it, we need to set all the records, man. So when we have the Evertons, West Hams, Villas, or whoever end up playing these leagues in the future, they will live in our shadow forever. So if that means the amount of goals scored, the amount of points accumulated, the maximum goal score, the maximum assists, I want every goddamn MNFN record, title, points for this tournament as much as we can. So we're in the books. And I think real competitors and real winners, and a lot of like the folks in our team, care about that sort of thing too. Your name will be down in history, even in a small conference, for forever potentially, or for many years to come. So I think all that matters. Now, speaking about the weekend versus the cup, I'll tell you some things that we're probably going to expect to see in the lineup. Let's go over some of that. Let me see. I made my little notes here, and I think let's start in goal. Who do you think we should start in goal? I want to wait 2 seconds. I want your mind to fire a little bit. What and why and who? I would tell you one of two. It either has to be any of our youngsters or third keepers, or Sanchez. What? I don't think that's going to happen. We're going to keep the Jorgensen thing. Maresca is very hardcore on some of his decisions, and he may slow to transition. I was thinking Sanchez because I want Jorgensen on the weekend. I want Jorgensen to be the number one, man. We won the last game and fine, but there was some sloppy moments from our friend Roberto. So I'm done with that shiznissel, brother, sister, mister. I'm done with that. So yeah, I think they need to swap places. But if not, fine. Jorgensen will be. I'm not going to argue too much about it. I don't care who plays this one. He can play both. But I really want, who I want to see on the weekend. Then, obviously, I think we're going to see Vega on the left back. I think we're going to see Towson and Badiashile. And on right back, Achampong. I want to see the youngster in there. Absolutely. I think that should be no doubt. And then I think we have Chukwemeka and Drewsbury Hall in the middle, because Cassidy, I know you guys are probably not even watching these games, but for those of you who didn't, he got himself red carded like with 10 seconds to go or something stupid for very stupid reasons, two double yellows in the last game, which is so silly, man. You know, it's so hard to get minutes in Chelsea now. And as a youngster, you know, he could have been a player that didn't miss any games, but fine. So that means Drewsbury on Drewsbury Hill. I lost my thrill. They're gonna play, and then in the 10, Felix and Nkunku in the 9, and then the wings are always a question. Every game, um, I think Mudrik needs to play, although I want to see Tyreek George. Um, and Neto cannot play. He's suspended, so I'm not bothered if they play him to keep him live and active. That's what this league is for. But I think it would be kind of cruel to take away the option from some of the regular cup players. But either way, I think that's what the lineup is going to be. And then Nkunku, I think, is going to keep racking those goals up. And like I was telling you, I think he's the one that should play every single fixture of this tournament and destroy in goals and assists. So whenever Spurs have to play this Conference League in the next few years, they are still, even if they do decent, they are still under Chelsea's shadow in terms of achieving the stats and the records and stuff like that. So that just brings me pleasure. It's kind of messed up that I'm still messing with them after these couple of days. But I'm gonna make a video actually about that game, guys, because I got very happy and excited. So did all of you. And yes, there was 2 slip goals. If not, we would have whooped them. But I think we got lucky a little bit too. You know, the game was a little too crazy for my taste, and that's one of the things this team needs to outgrow. Anyhow, bear in mind, like I said, the weather, the distance, players that cannot play, suspensions, to see any surprises in the early kickoff. Keep that in mind. It's not starting times that we're usually used to watching European games or Premier League games for that matter. So keep an eye out for that. For those of you that are going to watch it, I'm excited. There will be no watch along on this because I don't have enough subscribers yet, amigos. Subscribe below. And please give me your comments on if you agree on the goalkeeper, what my thoughts are on the goalkeeper, and also on the Pedro, should he play or not, and finally about the records. Definitely about the records, double about the records that we need to be getting. I don't see every time I see the table anybody that's going to be a threat for us throughout this whole tournament. It should not be, unless we lose the dressing room. Unless January comes along, people start getting itchy, they want to leave. I think people like Joao Felix, you know, in Kunku, we might start seeing a little issues and maybe get a little iffy. But let's be positive. Let's hope that doesn't happen. They're at least playing every once in a while, and I think that should be enough. In case of emergency for this game and others, I think we do have. I think Palmer's not registered, but I do believe Caicedo is registered. A couple of other main Premier League players that we have. So if something goes wrong, we do have some contingencies if matches get a little bit tough. Anyway, that's all for now, guys and gals, dudes and dudettes. I'm excited to watch this game like every Chelsea game. I think it matters. And as always, come on, you Blues.